me read for you a few of the rebellions that they had demonstrated. Okay, the first, they complain at the Red Sea. They complain about the bitter water immediately after crossing the Red Sea. They complain about anger. This is all in chapter 14 and 15 of Exodus, and then chapter 16. Testing God at Rephidim because of water, lack of water. When Moses went up to the mountain for 40 days, they told Aaron, make for us other gods, idols, to take us back to Egypt, because they say, we do not know what has happened to this Moses in the mountain. And Moses was up talking with God. So they say, build for us a golden calf so we can worship and let this God take us back to Egypt. They refused to enter the presence of God in Exodus chapter 20, verse 18 through 21. They complained at Tabor. They started craving for meat. God had given them manna from heaven, but they say, we want meat. They rebelled, the rebellion of Miriam and Aaron against Moses. And then they refused to enter the promised land. At this point, God says, enough is enough. So when they talked about stoning Moses and Aaron, God stepped in. Immediately, the glory of the Lord came down into the midst of the assembly. God stepped in. Says, okay, you want to stone Moses, Aaron, Caleb, and Joshua? Listen to what he says. The Lord said to Moses, how long will these people treat me with contempt? How long will they refuse to believe in me in spite of all the miraculous signs I have performed among them? I will strike them down with a plague and destroy them. But I will make you into a nation greater and stronger than they. We're talking about over 600,000 people. God says, I will destroy them. Now, if you count that with the women, there were close to 2.5 million. God says, I will destroy all of them. Why? Because they had persistently disobeyed God, persistently rebelled against God, persistently demonstrated unbelief, doubted the ability of God to do anything. God opened the Red Sea. Immediately they came out, they found water, but the water was bitter. Instead of asking Moses, call on God, who is a miracle-working God, guess what they say? They say, Moses, why did you bring us here? In chapter 16, they needed water. They had moved. They needed water. Instead of asking Moses, call on the God that is a miracle-working God. Call on the God that we know can do something. They say, Moses, why did you bring us here to die with our children and livestock? Every time there was a problem, instead of asking Moses, call on our God that has demonstrated he has power to do anything. Instead of saying that, they say to Moses, why did you bring us here? And we see in this passage, why do you want to take us to the promised land to be destroyed? And they say, it's better for us to go back to Egypt. God says, I've heard it. Enough is enough.